Hello, welcome to Pike Creek Farm. Thank you so much for joining me today. I haven't done a thrifty and thriving type chat in a while, and I guess I thought it was time to just let you know what was on my heart, things that have happened. Thriving to me sometimes feels challenging with everything that's happening in the world. And this past weekend, there were two events pretty local to me. One very local and one, about an hour and a half away, but it still hit home. The first is there's a local family that is multi-generational that all live under one house, and they attend the local school, and the one son's a doctor. It's the Putmans. Growing up, Putmans, I think they had a show on TLC, but they've been here for years. I mean, I used to call on their dad for advertising, but they were on the way home from a football game, and their one son plays, and a semi ran a stop sign. And not stopping at stop signs has been an issue in our area during harvest time. And the driver wasn't from the area. It was a 2-lane road. He probably didn't think there'd be a stop sign, or I don't know why it happened. But he ran into this vehicle that had like 10 family members in it. And 3 were dead immediately, and 4 or 5 were flight cared, and there's still children in the hospital with brain injuries. The grandma and grandpa died. Dr. Blake's wife died. His children are in the hospital. And it's just been devastating. And then on Sunday, there was the shooting at the Latter-day Saints Church in Flint. And not too long ago at my church, we had a whole meeting about security and precautions they're taking, for active shooter situations. Something I never thought we would talk about in church. And we said it probably will never happen in our area. Well, here it is, an hour and a half away. So I guess you never say never. But it sure makes you put things in perspective. Saturday, it was my granddaughter's birthday party, and my son forgot to order the cake, and he didn't tell his wife, so we were scrambling for a cake. And I said, it's just a cake. We can make this work. Don't worry. This is after I just found out about the Putman family. A cake in perspective was nothing, nothing. And we ended up doing a better cake than what they were going to order, she said. So we took care of it. But what felt like a big disaster at that moment went way low on the totem pole of importance, because we're all here and we're together. So I've really been focusing on praying for the families, but also on putting joy first, being peaceful, being gentle to other people, being gentle to myself. It's been a challenging year with health issues in my family, but we're all okay. We're all okay. And I just this morning read a post where Dr. Putman said, don't grieve for me, grieve with me. And if one person gets saved from this, then Megan, his wife, would be happy. He goes, there's a purpose. We don't know the purpose. I don't know if I could have that attitude in that situation, with his injuries, his kids' injuries, his wife's gone, his parents are gone. I want to have that kind of faith. I want to have that in me. So that is what I am trying to do. On Friday, I went to the local park where the local Mexicans who are here working for the farms, and they're all here legally. They gather on Fridays, but they were having a community event because one of them was diagnosed with cancer. And they were going to take donations and sell snack food, street food. And I thought, I'm going to go up there. when my daughter was diagnosed with cancer. 2 weeks later, the community put on a pancake breakfast that over 800 people came to. It's the kind of community we are. And I wanted to, go help, like, not that I can do much, but like people did for us. So I went there and no one was speaking English and I don't speak Spanish. And I held up the money and they showed me the box. And then a lady came over and she spoke English. And I said, well, I wanted to stop in because, my daughter was diagnosed at 19 and I just, everyone in the community has helped us so much. I wanted to, share and pass it on and do the same. So they gave me some street corn and I sat down. Next thing I know, she's back and she has a couple with her. And she said, it's their daughter who was diagnosed. She's 19, same age as Natasha was. I didn't know it was a young adult. So they had a bunch of questions about Natasha and how she's doing, and she translated, and I tried to be encouraging, and then they had me go talk to the daughter, and then I went home. And there was more local people showing up then too. I happened to show up, I guess, at the beginning of it. But I almost didn't go. I was home and from work, and I thought, do I really want to go? Do I really want to go? Actually, I didn't even work that day. Jim was having issues and I stayed home with him. So I was like, do I want to leave the house? I just didn't. I was overwhelmed with what seemed like, big issues to me. And then when I read that about the event they were having, I went. I believe God wanted me to be there. Because 2 19-year-old girls, and to be as encouraging and to see them face to face. I just felt like I was supposed to be there. And I think that happens probably more times than we realize. And that's, that's part of, I think, thriving is reaching out to people and sharing our faith, sharing our prayers, sharing our encouragement, our life experiences. So it was just a weekend. Friday was that. Saturday morning, I found out about the Putman family. And then Sunday, the shooting. It just made me think a lot and put things in perspective, and that thriving sometimes feels really hard with everything that's going on. But we should thrive. We should thrive because we're here, and to share of ourselves with each other and to encourage each other. And anyway, I was going to read, the Putman family uses this verse, and I was going to share it because it really has an impact. It's Romans 8:28. Probably many of you know it, but I'm going to read it to you from my Bible. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. So there have been times, a lot of times, that have made me question things and why is this happening? And we never know. But if that hadn't happened years ago to Natasha, I wouldn't be able to go and share and help another family. God is with us always. And I just wanted to share that because there's so much going on in the world. And that's my belief. I know not everyone shares my faith. So whatever it is that brings you peace, seek that out. And if you want to know more about how Jesus can do that for us, reach out to me. My email's below. I don't know it all. I'm not an expert. I just know what's in my heart. So, and pray for all these families that are impacted if you're a praying person. Thank you for watching my little coffee chat and being here and listening to me. I hope I didn't ramble too much. We'll see you next time at Pike Creek Farm.